Okay, we're live. Starting the 5-minute countdown.
Oh, fuck. Ooh, let me jump on that chat.
Let's see if I can do something.
Mics are hot, by the way.
Boys.
Oh, fuck. Oh, man. What's up? Talk to me.
Not much, man. You know, did the latest one fucking
Evan,
hour? Did you watch it?
Evan.
What?
Evan, I can't handle that fucking movie, dude.
Did you watch the movie?
No, but even those clips, I was crying, man.
Zach, we did the, I've been doing this podcast with Tom Fitzgerald.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, me and Tom have been doing like a movie podcast. Me, Tom, and Marcus. And we just did Cracking Up as the episode last week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the podcast is called One Fucking Hour, and we just spend 1 hour. There's a clock running. We have to get all of our observations and details in before the clock runs out. It's harder than you think. And of course, Tom, being a big Cracking Up fanatic, chose it as the week's film, and so we went to town on it.
His birthday movie. What a psycho.
It was his birthday pick, yeah. So it was fun, man. That movie is totally insane.
It's the best movie.
I knew you'd love it.
Of course. Is it your favorite, Jerry?
Yeah, but it's also Brian Tong's favorite Jerry Lewis movie, and he's like the #1 authority in the universe.
I know. I think. I don't know. It's like the way we looked at it. I don't know. You might not be happy with our take on it, but I'd be curious to see your take on our take.
That one sample you kept using over and over again. What is he saying? Mahunga? What is it?
Oh, he's like Momin.
Momin. Oh, we need the Momin button for this podcast.
I know we do. Yeah. Yeah. Raimi has forbid me from saying Momin around the house. She will not let me say Momin. Yeah. She's like, you cannot say Momin.
Anything. How much time do we have?
We have 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Dude. All right, hold on.
Yeah, she won't let me say Momin. She won't let me say Walloomp Boomp. I can't say Walloomp.
She won't let me say. She won't let me say.
What is Cat 3?
She won't let me say. It's this terrible racing biking comic he made.
Wait,
cool. It looks Landgraf illustrated.
My mind is so like warped right now. I thought it was Langford. I was like, is there a Langford Cat 3?
Oh yeah, guys. Yeah. A little behind the scenes, pre countdown here. We were talking about finding Langford.
Oh, we have an update. I'm gonna give
it. Langford. We got an update, boys and girls.
I'm gonna bring a big update. Andrew, I know you can hear us. That's part of the green room experience. Andrew, shout out to Andrew.
Andrew, get with it. I love you. Get with it.
Hey, Sophia. But yeah, Cracking Up, man. That's one of my favorite episodes we ever did of the show.
It's so funny.
Yeah, I gotta send it to you. Zach. That was, I think.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I think that was number 16, episode 16.
How did I not know about this?
I don't know. Yeah, it's called One Fucking Hour. It's on YouTube.
Don't you read the newspaper, bud?
No.
Variety? No. Yeah, so it's just a fun thing we've been doing every week. And it's been great. Like, I've been loving it. Yeah, we just pick one movie that just is like when we just go to town on. Like, whether it's a movie we don't like the Psycho remake, that was a great episode. Or like something we just really fucking love, like, Straight Time or Texas Chainsaw, and try to pick out details that people don't really talk about. That's like the idea.
Like Short Eyes.
Ooh, yeah, Short Eyes.
What is Short Eyes? I don't know Short Eyes.
Isn't that like a it's like a weird play kind of stage play kind of movie, right?
Yeah, but it's about a pedophile in prison.
That's right.
Ooh.
That's right.
There you go.
Add it to the list.
It's really
Short Eyes. Yeah, I got to revisit that. Who's in that again?
It's the guy from Willard, the blonde guy.
Oh, right.
Bruce Davison?
Right.
Yeah, Bruce Davison. Oh, wait, can you have a GIF as your background picture?
I don't know, but we're about to start the show. everybody.
Okay, well,
Langford,
find out then, huh?
Langford time on Power Comics. So, all right, we'll see you guys on the other side. All right, everybody. Oh my God, there he is. Oh, that was a great introduction. Whoa. Oh, what Oreos do we have today, Zach?
Cheeseburger? What is this?
And they also have gingerbread if you prefer gingerbread.
Ooh,
yum, yum.
nummy, num num num. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Power Comics Book Club. Of course, I'm Evan, joined by our head researcher to my left, Gabian Ruben Deichel.
I feel like I look like a mugshot. Do I always look like this?
You
Does
do.
it always look like a
you
Jan 6th protester mugshot?
Yeah. You also look like a very skeptical, like, vice principal of a grade school.
And to my right is the Power Comics Godfather, our co-founder, Zack Carlson, returning to the channel. Zach, what's up?
I live for you.
The Godfather, my man. So glad you're here, dude.
The Power Godfather. So Zach is returning. You had a great run. We did the wonderful Dreamweaver series together on the channel. So if you haven't seen those, check the archives on that. And we did Earthman together. Zach, did you know that we found Bob Nunn, the Earthman creator?
No, you didn't tell me yet.
Oh my God.
Zach, we met Bob Nunn.
We went to his house. Yeah, he's 92 years old.
92 years young.
92 years young. And we went down to his house in Delaware. We drove down 2 weeks ago, and we did a video about it, about meeting him. It was very weird. It was very, like, humbling experience. And then we also got here, I have it. I still have it, Gabe. We got to send this thing back big time. But I have I wanted to show you this because you appreciate it. We got a tub of artwork from him that we got.
What? Really?
From his house. Yep, a tub of bizarre
dirty
original
tub.
A dirty tub.
Who paid who for that exchange?
Oh, we just borrowed it to scan. We're sending the tub back. But in it was this issue called Tinker Tot.
Oh my God.
Which is one of the more deranged Christian satanic, panic pamphlets that I've written. It's got this big, piece chewed out of it too. But you gotta take a look at this. Yeah.
Yeah, I got excited.
He did.
I did.
So
Tinker Tot, it's a sleeper. It's actually amazing. It's so nutty and
it's great. It was worth the trip. It was totally
it's amazing.
So if you could say 2 words that would describe his emotional reaction to being discovered in 2022.
I don't know.
Cold oatmeal.
Cold oatmeal. Yeah, but it was such an amazing experience. I mean, that's kind of what we live for here on the channel, is like just finding the creators, talking to them, and getting their backstories. Speaking of which, we have a little update on the Dreamweaver chase to try and get more info on Robert Langford, who made the Dreamweaver stuff. So we're going to get to that. But this week, Zach, we're here to talk about Ken Landgraf, the first time we're formally talking about Ken Landgraf. And that is NIGHTSLAYER, #1, man. And I'll never forget, you bought this for me at a comic convention, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I bought it already at a store. And you know what? I bought it at the first comic shop that we started buying Power Comics at in New York with
Roger's Time Machine?
My God.
I bought my NIGHTSLAYER #1 and 2 there at the same time. The first time I ever went in there, when there was the Hasidic Jewish man looking at the Hawkman back issues, going like, "Hey, Hawkman, he's got your number."
Oh my God.
So I was there.
Your lag made that story.
The lag better. That was the best lag ever. Yeah. But you're like, it's like, but anyway. Yeah,
Zach has an anti-Semitic lag filter on if he gets too racy.
No. But But Roger's Time Machine, shout out to the greatest comic book store ever in New York City history, which used to be on 14th Street back in the old days, where we found a ton of first wave Power Comics. That's where we found them. I mean, really,
Yeah,
that's
dude.
where it kind of started. And then Roger reopened in a smaller location on 9th Street in the West Village. That closed down right around the pandemic when that started. But I just heard that he's reopening a new store off of Washington Square Park in the West Village, which is a huge headline. So he's coming back. I spoke to him 2 weeks ago on the phone, and it was awesome to like reconnect with him.
Holy
So
shit.
I know, I'm very excited. So I can't wait to go back. Roger's Time Machine, shout out, the best store ever. But yeah, man. Go ahead. Sorry. Oh, are you gonna dispute that?
I first went to Roger's Time Machine. It was in the upstairs location.
Yeah.
The first one you mentioned. And the store was pretty enormous. Like it was the upstairs of an old department store, and he'd taken like a pretty fair chunk out of like probably the leggings department or whatever. And he had like a ton of old stuff. And the second time I went to his later store, which was the teeny tiny step down one.
Yeah.
I had walked in just as James Spader was leaving, who had bought the first appearance of Ultron from Roger, having played in, I guess.
Whoa.
That's
like, Roger
amazing.
was like freaking the fuck out, like bad. Like he was like, "Do you know who's just here? Do you know who's just here?" He was like freaking out. Like
I
James
love
Spader.
that. Yeah,
He's
Roger,
a Spader head. I would never have thought it.
A Spader head, a master Spader. The thing about Roger also is that he had connections to Ken Landgraf, because Ken Landgraf was selling issues of New York City Outlaws and stuff, and they crossed paths because they're kind of the same generation in the DIY and New York City scene, you know. So that's kind of a fun fact. But man, Zach, tell us a little bit, because you really turned us on to the world of Power Comics slash, you know, some folks on the other channel, Cartoonist Kayfabe, call it Outlaw Comics, but you turned us on to New York City Outlaws, like, and Ken Landgraf in general.
Yeah.
How did you get turned on to them? Him.
Between Kayfabe and us, like, I mean, I'd say that neither of those things would be happening if not for Ken Landgraf. Like this show, I mean, really, because he was kind of like, that was the first seed for all of this, was when we found the New York City Outlaws, and those were in a quarter bin in a comic shop in like far west Texas, like in the middle of nowhere.
Wow.
And I think I bought like 3 of each issue, and I got number 5 there.
Yeah.
Too.
Which is worth like 500.
Which is like
plus. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And they just had like thick stacks of them. Like there's probably like 10 of each issue at this comic store.
Kill me.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I thought I was like a nut for buying 3 of each. Like,
Yeah.
I'm too. But
oh my god.
Like the second I opened New York City Outlaws, the first one I found was number 2, which is the 2-color issue, which is like red, black,
the best
and
one.
white.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What is it?" And I like freaked out. And I think when I got home that night, I like immediately contacted you and Jason Eisner,
right,
the Hobo director, and was just like, "Hey, there's something really important going on here." And what really sealed the deal for me was that you had to send your fan letter or subscription order to the restaurant where the writer was like a dishwasher.
Yeah,
like that was like your address.
Yes. And that was like just
regarding this.
Oh, yep. Sorry, a little lag there. But yeah, no, exactly. Like that is just like the best DIY backstory ever. It's just like you're self-publishing the comics. If you want to get a hold of me, you got to go to the restaurant downstairs to order more copies. That's just the coolest thing ever.
It's
but this,
insane.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah.
But looking at NIGHTSLAYER, how did this enter your life?
Well, it was
Yeah.
recognizable as the work of the guy who did New York City Outlaws. I think it was the second thing I ever bought by him, because like, when I was at Roger's Time Machine in New York, I was like, oh, that's that thing. Like that's that same guy,
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can really see it. And so like, and then I thought, oh, he must have done 2 comics, not realizing he'd done like 212 comics,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's illustrated like bicycle repair manuals and like, I mean, all kinds of crazy shit.
Oh, yeah.
He's worked for like all the big boys.
Yeah,
I mean, he's always been the
Yeah.
elephant in the room here on the channel, because he is one of the main reasons that we got into collecting this shit, but we haven't addressed him yet. And I think it's interesting. We're I love that we're tackling NIGHTSLAYER right now, as opposed to maybe New York City Outlaws, because this is kind of a good like little taster intro to like Landgraf. You know, it's a good bridge between the normal shit we cover and this guy, because he's so amazing.
Well, the big debate is.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
oh, sorry. Go ahead, Zach.
Well, when you said the elephant in the room, I thought you were going to say like he's kind of like, you know, been on both sides of the war, because like, yeah, he's like the luminary for me for Power Comics. Like, I mean, they call it Outlaw Comics on the other castings because of him. I mean, that's because of the series he did, right? Like, clearly.
Yeah.
Right?
I would imagine so. I'm not sure exactly.
But, like, I would think that would only make sense because it was New York City Outlaws that got picked up by who is it? That indie comics label that was like super artsy fartsy, and then they like distributed New York City Outlaws because it was like such a work of, you know, singular genius and that. Picture Box by Dan Nadell. Like they were like doing like far like, you know, highbrow like comics art, and then they suddenly were distributing New York City Outlaws just because that stuff was clearly just so motivated and so important. And then simultaneously, this guy who represents all of that in like the self-published comics industry has also worked for Marvel and DC. So it's kind of like, you know, you have your foot in like the gutter and your finger in the sun. It's like,
yeah.
You know?
Let me say too that, you know, NIGHTSLAYER, when you bought it for me, and I was just like, whoa, this fucking cover's awesome. It's magazine size, you know, which is awesome. And that sort of, you know, Ken Landgraf worked a lot in that format as well. Like he also, you know, right here, which we'll look at, I'm sure, at a later date, but there's a second issue of NIGHTSLAYER, which is just fucking awesome looking. This definitely looks like a New York City Outlaws, like a B character as well.
Oh my God, sure.
But the other thing that also we have to cover in the near future is we have to look at Vicon, and Vicon is incredible because it's a metal, like all the letter, like all the dialogue and all of the prose in the comic is all written in metal song format. So you're supposed to sing it. So if we ever do that show, I got to plug in the guitar or something, and we got to figure out a way to.
Oh, we totally.
Gotta get Steve in here, dude. Vicon is so special. Last time I pulled it out recently, we were talking about what we should look at next, and I pulled out Vicon. I was reading through it, and I was like, all I want are like McCardle riffs under this shit, man.
I know. Is Steve here?
It's such a special comic.
Is Steve watching right now? Shout out Steve if you're in the chat. There he is. Of course he is. Yes, it is the band Thor. Of course. I thank you for reminding me, Steve. Hello, Steve McCardle. But yeah, it is the band Thor. So there is some connection between Thor and Ken Landgraf and company in putting this mag together, which is awesome. You know, so it's not Thor the superhero, Thor the hard rock band.
Mm-hmm.
Say what?
I thought it was weird that they don't say anywhere on the cover that this like established, like somewhat well-known like rock band is tied in with that. It'd be like, I guess you can maybe it's illegal to put the word Thor on the cover of a comic. Like maybe they're worried about.
Oh,
you know?
that's probably true. But yeah, it doesn't really serve as any promotional vehicle for the band Thor. But yeah, so that's awesome. But you also
that's all about.
yeah. But you also have to shout out to other Landgraf magazine-sized accomplishments are the Starfighters series, which are, you know, mega incredible. great stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I have to.
Were there 5 issues?
There are 5 issues. Mm-hmm. The first one is like a fold-out newspaper.
Tabloid.
Yeah, which I do have back on my bookshelf over there, but I just grabbed.
Along with Rock Comics.
Rock Comics, man.
Right. Yep.
I got issue number 3 here, so you can see that, and 4. Sorry, cameras, and of course the 5th one, which is kind of the coolest looking one of the bunch.
Yeah, that cover's the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
great logo.
So yeah, just, you know, this is a format that Ken was working in, and we're gonna look at all these eventually. But
New York City Outlaws.
Of course, and we will 100%. We have not done it yet, which is kind of crazy. But NIGHTSLAYER.
That is.
It is weird. Well, we just got you got to save some in the chamber there. But NIGHTSLAYER is a cool deep ass cut because we're looking at Ken Landgraf, who is inking another penciler. Okay, so the penciler of this comic is actually George R. Reid. and I don't know the backstory. We got to ask Ken what the backstory is, because George R. Reid wrote this comic, penciled it, and then Ken comes in with the inks. So we are kind of looking at not a full singular Ken Landgraf thing. We're looking at a collaboration, which is cool. I'm fine with that. But before we do, I just want to quickly, if I may, Zach, we have a sponsor for the channel. I don't know if you know this. I just want to shout out Comic Clear real fast. And Zach, since I knew you were coming on the show, I put all of my Omax in Comic Clear has invented the coolest comic invention ever, which is the clear comic backing board. I don't know why nobody's ever thought of that. So it's a plastic backing board that allows you to protect the comic, but also so you can see the back cover. So I put
How did that take 40 years for someone to come up with that?
I don't know. I really don't know. But has anybody in the Power Comics chat picked up any Comic Clear stuff yet? Let us know. These guys have sent us tons of product, and it's amazing. I love it. I put everything in it. So I'm totally obsessed. I have all my Omax are in the clear comic boards, so you can see the full thing. Right?
All of my Omax.
All my Omax. So, but where that really comes in.
Oh,
handy,
man. These covers are so good. God.
It's so weird that the final issue of OMAC isn't the interior by Kirby and then the cover is by someone else, like Bissett or something.
Yeah. Yep. That's right.
That
is right.
What the fuck?
Look at that cover, though. That is a great cover.
It is. It does look like Bissett. Yeah, it probably is. The thing is, also the Comic Clear is really coming to play with Power Comics, especially Dreamweaver, which we're going to talk about later when we're done with NIGHTSLAYER. I just also put the link in the chat for Comic Clear supplies if you want to check them out. But check it out. Then you get to see boom.
Oh, yeah. But what about Thorsford #2? That'd be the best one for a Comic Clear.
Oh, yeah. I have that. Hold on.
That's a staple, my man.
Yeah, that's not the best back cover in Power Comics history, I think.
This is why Comic Clear rules. Yeah, of course. This is why Comic Clear rules, man, because... Yeah.
Vidar Odinson.
Yeah, he's a big celebrity around these parts. Anyway, Comic Clear supplies, check them out. They're the best ever. It's just, I can't endorse it enough, so check it out. All right, everybody, let's get into NIGHTSLAYER. So let's talk about this fucking cover. First off, I remember, Zach, when you sent me this, you put a little note in it to make sure that I saw this, which is the guy being shot through the head on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on the front cover.
On the front cover. So that, I think, really does like seal the deal there. And that's telling you that this is not we were saying on text earlier that this is ostensibly your kind of, very standard vigilante origin story we're about to get into. But the difference is, unlike Batman, this guy's just going to fucking shoot you in the head and murder.
It's like if Batman was the guy he's chasing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or exactly. If Batman had no money. I love how bootleg he is. It looks like his costume is made of like cut up sweatpant material. He looks real dingy.
He's like, "Hi, I'm Wayne Bruce."
Oh wow, it's Joe Kubert.
I love this cover.
It's Joe Kubert who drew that last OMAC cover. Wow.
Oh wow. Okay.
Interesting. Thanks for that
weird
knowledge.
That same thing happened with Commandy, Last Boy on Earth. Like you'd have Kirby interiors and then like one of these middle-aged bucks taking over on the front cover,
Well, he probably left to go back to Marvel at that point or something, maybe.
Yeah, but you think he'd get the covers then if he got all the interiors. I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Another thing I notice on this NIGHTSLAYER cover that's a big LOL, which we'll see more in detail in the NIGHTSLAYER, is the antiquated, 1950s weaponry. Did you notice that?
Ooh, so good. Oh,
yeah. It's very, You're definitely going to see it closer when we get into the actual comic, but the design of the weapons are kind of Earthman-esque, dare I say.
Yeah, he got it at like a flea market.
Yeah.
It's like oiled it up. Gun. He's got no money. His logo on his sweatshirt. It's like everything about it. I love how the woman is illuminated somehow. It's so brilliant.
Yeah.
From her inner life, Christian.
The inking, I mean, I even without knowing that Landgraf only inked it, but the inking is so incredible, and the coloring. I love the coloring in this cover. It's
I absolutely
brilliant.
I absolutely love the blue, black, and gray really sells the nighttime really well and sells the atmosphere of it, which is really cool. But let's finally crack it open here. This I love this. Oh, sorry. Yep.
I mean, the first thing that I noticed when I was reading it was that his name is NIGHTSLAYER and his emblem is a T.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
What's up with that? Actually,
that's what I'm saying.
You know what it is?
Store find.
No, it is. It is. It's like he's reappropriating. Actually, I think what it is I think it's his axe, which is very. It's his axe,
his
but
scythe.
But it is very like it doesn't. It is very Power Comics. And one thing we should talk about really quick is there is kind of the when you said the elephant in the room and the debate is, does Ken Landgraf, is he a Power Comic creator? Is he too good?
Or is he too good?
Is he too good? Zach, thoughts on that?
He's both.
He's both.
He's good enough to establish an entire genre in his spare time.
I think of him more as like the steward of Power Comics and like the guy who's like nursing all of his mental babies, and kind of like we're saying, like he worked in the industry, but he did put a bunch of this insane shit out himself, and he kind of made a cozy space for
and I think that
everything
there's
else to live in.
Yeah, I think there's also kind of something I like to call the Landgraf wobble. Some of the artwork can wobble, where and not in a bad way, in a good way, where it still feels raw and loose and DIY. It's still very accomplished.
Not super conventional. I mean,
not conventional.
Same with Langford. It's like I think Langford, Dreamweaver is an amazing artist. I think he's absolutely incredible, but he's so out there. And Ken is incredibly talented and can do very conventional stuff and work within the system, but he has such a good edge. I mean, you were just showing all the OMAC covers and then pushing them away to show NIGHTSLAYER #1. I mean, it's insane. It's like it is in a different realm.
Totally. Yeah.
I think within 2 years of doing one of his Marvel jobs, he did Dr. Peculiar, which was like a bizarre, I guess how would you a vanity press by like some very bizarre man.
Yeah, it's like an anthology kind of series, right? Yeah. I don't have any of those Power Stars too. I have a couple Power Stars. I don't have any of the Dr. Peculiars. But this I love. This page here looks like in like an old Variety, or something, when they're advertising a movie that's, not yet made or shot. Just looks like a really crude credit block here. I love the lettering too. Lettering's really dope on this as well.
But also, not to like
Charles Band.
It's like NIGHTSLAYER -1. It's so fucking weird. You know what I mean? Or NIGHTSLAYER -2.
-2.
Yeah, that is weird. You're right.
That is weird.
Maybe it's minus.
But this is so cool.
That,
like this is really cool lettering, and yeah, you're right. NIGHTSLAYER. This looks exactly like a Charles Band. Like, what's the fantasy one? The he produced that has like the kind of 3 different stories. Dungeon Master. Is it called Dungeon Master?
No, it's got like 6 stories. Wait, hold on a second.
As he runs away into the
get another flavor of Oreos to chomp
butt
on.
munching.
Yeah, I did actually. They're here. No. The Dungeon Master, which it's funny because I said Charles Band presents NIGHTSLAYER, and then you made the Dungeon Master joke. But movies get released in different countries with different names because maybe somebody in in this case, somebody in the Netherlands thought, they might not know what a Dungeon Master is, or whatever. So they released this movie in the Netherlands under this title. Wait,
I
see it? Hold on.
It's
I can only see the face. It's so scary.
Oh, Rage War.
Rage War. You can't see it because
Rage War. Yeah, the best
Whoa.
title ever.
It's like the best alternate title of any movie ever.
It is.
Actually called Rage War, and it's
Rage
on
War.
New York of the Netherlands. Which I can't see through the background. The
New
vampire
York
biting
video.
butt.
Yeah.
New York video. Oh, so good. It's like the best anything. And that movie has a classic line, which I try to live by. where the dungeon master tells the main character that his girlfriend is dead, and the guy like stares at him and he points at the dungeon master. He says, "I reject your reality and I substitute my own."
That's so good.
I think
But
it's
it
like
does
those are the to live by ever.
totally. But this does look like one of those movie titles, which is really cool. Just like the lettering is pretty cool. But here we see, written, penciled, published by George Reid, but then Ken gets, bottom billing here as one of the anchors. So interesting. I want to know what the backstory on that is. I don't know what it is. 1983, January 83. So right in the pocket there.
So 3 years before comics like this were common.
Yes, this is before the big boom. So that's noteworthy. Of course, you got to check out my Ken Landgraf signature at the bottom here from, when I met him in 2012. So, yep, there it is. But right off the bat, we're sort of introduced to, helpless woman here getting attacked by some two, gutter goons here. In the opening, the hustle and bustle of New York, so big, so busy. Even during the day, it can be a little unsafe. At night, it can be deadly. And then look at there. Oh, she looked fine. Hey, come here, girl. We just want to be friendly. And then he pushes her, I guess, which is pretty violent. Get in there. But cool composition. I actually wonder, on the second issue of NIGHTSLAYER, the layouts look very New York City Outlaws-esque. And I actually wonder if he's doing layouts, Ken.
NIGHTSLAYER feels like it exists. It happens in the world of New York City Outlaws, like ultimately.
Good call, yeah, for sure.
Like how that there's all these Casey Jones stories happening simultaneously with the early Ninja stories before they cross paths. Right. You just feel that happening, and it feels like that's going on here.
Totally.
And the way that Landgraf stuff always establishes New York City is so negative. It's like he hates New York. It's like it's hell on earth. It's like, I lived in the Gaza Strip. Check it out. It's like
right. That is true. There is a lot of that. That is very true. Yeah. So then we get to page 2 here. And then, of course, just scumbag guys here. Just assaulting this woman. Smack, smack. And then, of course, right at the last possible minute, we see the incident being observed by the NIGHTSLAYER. And he opens, I guess, his axe. This kind of looks Lance Stanton-esque.
I know. We got to talk to Bamford. This looks very Lance Stanton-y.
Yeah.
It's a weapon.
Cease and desist. Yeah. So then NIGHTSLAYER here comes to the rescue with the axe. And then this page I actually really dig here.
I can't believe that he didn't pencil this shit. I can't. So many of these panels are pure Landgraf. It's insane.
You know what's also very Landgraf?
This whole page.
I know. You know what's also very Landgraf is obviously, I'm sure, people in the chat are moments away from referencing the screen tone that's being used all over this as well. You have it here, you got it here, and you have it down here with the axe. Like I'm sure that, and up here as well. Like it's pretty much all over the place. Like I have a feeling that if he's inking this too, maybe he's also doing that. Because he's pretty skilled at that. He's pretty skilled at that. Yeah, he'd have to be. You're right. He'd have to be, but he's
that central panel that looks like that weird like penis shadow that looks like a corn cob. I love it. Pure Landgraf.
Yeah. Is that like a footprint? What is that?
I think it's his shadow coming into frame.
Of his hood?
His shadow on the cobblestones.
I just want to take a bite of it.
Totally.
Oh, that bottom panel, though. Come on.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Again, and this sets up just the fact that this dude is just going to start fucking shooting these guys.
I know.
Shoot first, ask questions later. There's an interesting... I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yep, totally.
What is that people watching through a window, or is that like Ozzy Osbourne poster?
It's like yeah, exactly. It's a portrait of grandma on the wall there.
Yeah, it's very weird on the exterior of a building. But guys, look at this gun. Can you see the design of the gun?
Yeah, I mean, that's, laser gun. That's like 30s sci-fi laser pistol.
Oh my God, Steve, you read my mind. Steve said reminds me of Stranko. I totally agree. Like, I've been looking at so many of the Stranko books lately, and just like, he would have just these like, extreme close-up, sort of pop art shots of like eyes and mouths and things, like for sure. But this gun,
like random
yeah. But this gun is so potato gun 1950s, it's like that's what makes this power, like that's a very Power Comics idea. It's like, let's have the least threatening weapon of all time for our violent hero.
Yeah.
Right?
And with the really gross, what is it, duotone? Is that what it is? Is that what you said?
Zipatone.
Like, yeah, the Zipatone gun blast, which like doesn't match the incredible inking that's going on. It's so weird.
It is weird. It is very weird. All right, let's move on. Get a nice splash here. We get to see him. Let all evil feel the vengeance of NIGHTSLAYER.
He is dressed for warm weather.
Everything is wool. It's so stinky. You've got to be such a stinky guy.
Yeah. Again, weird posters, or I guess they're like advertisements that are posted up there. This is a very interesting street sign. I don't know where that's supposed to be.
Street light thing, yeah.
But this is very New York City Outlaws to me. I mean,
oh yeah. Like the entire thing takes place in alleys,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. He's not skimping on the detail, like at all. Like it's all there. Yeah, it's great. Definitely the sort of piratey style boots, though. Have to have those for sure. So then let's keep it moving. All right. So here, page 5. He stands in front of the woman here. She stands frozen as he moves towards her. He gazes at her, sees she could be no more than 18 years old.
That forced perspective in that one panel is really funny too, because it makes it look like he's like Dorf on golf.
Mm-hmm.
Totally,
I love it.
And that's the wobbliness, right? And maybe that's just Homeboy's pencils was like the foreshortening or whatever was just not working for him.
Great compositions here. Amazing composition.
Totally. Yeah. And then he speaks. This is funny. This is very of the time. Go. Try to forget what has happened here tonight. Okay, thanks. She moves slowly and surely. Suppress this trauma, if you will. Then turns to ask him, who are, and then pop. He pops away. But he's gone. If not for the remains of the two. What's that?
How does he pop away?
I don't know. It says pop there, so he's popping.
I know, it's just weird. It's a weird way to leave a room.
I know. He pops off. But he's gone. If not for the remains of the two on the ground, she might think none of this really happened. And then there he is, of course, very Batman-esque. On top of the alley where he was seconds ago, the somber figure moves across the rooftops. So, very fanzine-esque to me. Like,
Also, so many of the pages are just 2 rows.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uncommon, especially for an oversized issue, because this is magazine size, not comic size.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, it's like the size of a, very small loaf.
Totally. And that's all weird because, like, when you do have those, like, just 2, like there's like the 2-tiered pages, it's like it really sometimes your eye doesn't know like where to go. I feel like with the composition of the whole page, it's because it's like it doesn't have a central focus like this page, which is the corn cob, but yeah. But anyway, okay.
But there's a lot of this in here. I think the dual row thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go.
Yeah. Here we go. Love these buildings. I actually really like the way that Manhattan is being rendered here. He stares out into the sky as if searching for something. Why? How many? Sorry, go ahead.
Everything is corn-cobbian in this comic here.
Mm-hmm.
Corncob buildings, that wall in the bottom left.
Very
it's
chiclet.
So trippy.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Mm-hmm. This is very trippy, actually, the perspective here. And so many Power Comics of the vigilante flavor, start like this with the rooftop soliloquy. Why did it happen? He sees the face in the night that reminds him of times long gone. Of course, now we're about to get the origin story alert. But this is good, it's classic DIY, here in terms of like it's following conventional comic book storytelling in that start with an action, have an action up front, and then tell us the backstory on page 8 and page 9. Start to get into it. It's like, put us in the middle of something.
Listen, you start with the rape, He's gonna stop the rape, and then we're gonna get right into it. So flippant.
Exactly. Yeah.
It does. It feels like that is like the elevated Power Comics move is to like the regular one would be just to start with the origin and do everything chronologically and linear.
I know.
And then like the educated Power Comics creator is like, well, you can always weave a story. You know,
Yeah.
like
Totally.
they drop in that it still has to be in the first issue, no matter what. Not like punishable by death. But like, yeah.
100%.
It's just like, it's funny. It's like that's like they're like, I'm a master of my craft. My origin's on page 9. You know, it's like that.
Yeah, totally. And then here we go. Now there's another splash, and we're about to get 2 more here, and probably my favorite spread in the whole ish. It's all a nightmare. What's been only a few weeks seems like a lifetime. Why'd they take you away from me, Jennifer? Why? These are real doodly buildings back here too. Yeah. So
she's not really a parakeet. I'm just kidding.
Parakeet. And then we get this amazing splash here.
Again,
dude. Oh,
or this
Lord.
2-page splash here, which is phenomenal. Just really great stuff. I love how this is in the center of it too. But let's take it 1 page at a time here, because this has really got a Power Comics skull.
Oh, I know that fucking face.
Yeah. Love it here. Love an origin in just a 2-page spread. Like, you know,
it's so cool.
It's just really.
It's like
cool.
a family story. That where you just kind of see the full scope of everything that's happened. Like,
a family circus. A family circus. What?
A family circus origin would be done the same way, where it would be done as like this large image of like the scope of everything that has happened. You know?
Yeah.
Am I cutting out?
Just want to show that.
Oh, there you go.
So you can see. So cool. Really cool. All right, let's get back to it here. So it says, it was only our second date, but I knew then I wanted us to spend the rest of our lives together. But that dream was cut short by one burst from a shotgun. Wow, so she was shotgunned. Damn. So again, that's...
God.
Yeah, Ken Landgraf's dystopian New York.
That's romantic.
Here's her being, I guess, shot with a shotgun. Doesn't look like it, but there she is. I remember so vividly kneeling over your limp and lifeless body. Whoa. They found out who did it. This guy is who did it? No.
Oh, the other guy.
No, it's not. I thought it's got to be this thing. But I was like, it looks like this dad killed her with a shotgun. No, it's this guy up here. But it says, due to a legal loophole, the punks who ended our chances for happiness are back on the street. So classic vigilante setup. And then over here, this is amazing. It's great. The law may have let them go, but I won't. Got to have the crying over the gravestone. That's amazing. I trained day and night, designed weapons, and a costume that would be impervious to fire, as well as bulletproof. That's very Power Comics.
Yeah, Wolf Mike points out that this is the second date.
Yeah.
So this guy is unhinged. He's just like, she was probably like trying to get away from him the entire time. He's obsessed with her.
Well, why write it as second date? Like, does that doesn't add anything.
No,
like.
It makes it way more
creepy,
disjointed, and weird and creepy.
Yeah, creepy. Yeah, your lifeless, limp body on your second date. But
Zach, I can't hear you.
Oh, are you muted?
I got no audio.
There you go. Hold on. Okay, sorry. I was trying to fix it.
Yeah. So
the second date thing is interesting. I hadn't even thought about that because we don't, we read comic books, so we don't know about dating. But like, it sounds funny, but I know a couple where they went on 2 dates, and then he found out that she had terminal cancer, and they've been together for 4 years. Like,
wow.
Like very nice romantic life story.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
Maybe that's what's happening here. Maybe that's what's going on. True love.
It is.
Does he have a sweatpants cape that he wears around the house?
Not
Night Stalker. Yeah,
totally.
It should be called Night Stalker. But yeah, I just love that it says here. This is very Power Comics wording, very spazzy wording in that. Well, he's got a costume that's impervious to fire. Oh, and as well bulletproof too. It's bulletproof too. It's got to have both. All right. Anyway, Let's keep going.
I like that they don't explain how. They just say like he finally got that thing.
Yeah.
It's like when you're in like when you're in like 6th grade. Like it's fire can't damage it. It's bulletproof. I love it. But all right, here we go. It's so New York City Outlaws to me, right here. By the way.
Yeah.
With the panel bleeding and
the hand. Oh my God, that's a Landgraf hand if I've ever seen.
It's a good hand. If it takes a lifetime to do it, I will. I'll find and punish them. I swear it. Love that. That's cool.
And at this point, it's established that he knows specifically who did it. It's not like Death Wish, where he's just out to kill all criminals because one of them probably did it, right?
Right.
Yeah, the tear coming from the costume eyes.
Well, we start with an indiscriminate crime, murder stoppage,
How do you cry on the outside?
Yeah.
Cry on the outside. Yeah, the mask is like attached to his like eyelids.
Good call, James, on the tear coming from the mask. I love that. That's great.
I'm gonna go grab a cotton candy Faygo. I'll be right back.
Okay. He's not kidding.
He's never coming back. And that's the last we ever heard of Zack.
Yeah, he never returned. Later at police, that'd be a good setup for like a. Oh my God, there it is. Wow, that would be a good setup for like one of these like like live on Zoom thrillers that are coming to Netflix or anything.
The Faygo mysteries.
Yeah, the Faygo
Carlson.
files. Yeah. Later at police headquarters, here she is, Captain. Why am I here? Take it easy, miss. We just want to ask you a few questions about your guardian angel. Okay. Now look, we know you didn't waste those two. Now tell us who did. I don't know. Come on, you must have seen them. Look, none of the others have talked. Well, neither am I. That man saved my life. Where were you guys? Okay, so okay. Great page, pretty straightforward.
Okay?
Oh, I love this, man. This is fucking great.
Whoa.
First off, very Steranko again. Whoever, Steve, you said that, like with this building, but also, man, this car, very like 60s car here.
That's
one of the panels in the whole book, I think.
Totally. I wonder if this is a swipe. If this is a Steranko swipe,
yeah,
it's pretty great.
Or is that the air conditioning unit outside of like a VA hospital?
Yeah, I don't know.
Such a specific weird building. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this looks like it's, he's just pulling reference images from all over. I'm not necessarily saying from other artists, but like maybe he's like kind of tracing some Playboy ads or something. I don't know.
It's so cool.
But this is a
car.
Great panel.
Great panel, great car. I love the eyes too. It's awesome. Look, this guy is responsible for 12 murders, and all the victims had criminal records. Won't you tell us something? No. Get her out of here. What's that?
It sounds like good murders to me. I don't know why they're upset.
Yeah, I know.
You killed this piece of shit who was trying to rape half the city.
Yeah.
Who did it?
Get her out of here. No more. Is he saying that? I guess so.
Yeah, who's saying that?
No, this guy is.
Oh, he is.
Okay. Boss, who's got a hilarious name, by the way. Okay. Then, at the penthouse of the crime magnate known only as the Warlord. So this is the Warlord.
Dope.
This guy, Harvey Picar as the Warlord.
Abraham Warlord.
Yeah. No more failures. Every one of our operations has been thwarted by some clown. Now I got a multi-million deal going down tonight, which had better go like clockwork, or else.
Wait, does he really say multi-million deal?
Did I say that?
Yeah.
No, that doesn't say that. That's much better. A multi-million deal.
That's great.
It says dollar. It says dollar. Sometimes when I read, it just becomes more powered. Okay, this is... What am I looking at? Like drums?
Silos?
Silos. Plastic New York City silos?
Aren't there multiple cases of that same eye panel, the no more panel, like in just the 2 issues of NIGHTSLAYER? Doesn't that like recur?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure that it does. Steve also points out Landgraf bridges the Bronze Age with the 80s black and white boom. Totally. 100%.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah, good call, Steve. Late that night in one of the many warehouses on the west side. Yes, this is supposed to be on the west side. Haven't seen that. Shall we begin, gentlemen? So this is the million dollar deal, or million, what did I say? Multi-million deal that's happening right now. Let's make it quick. There's some guy been messing up a lot of deals like this. Yeah, here his name is NIGHTSLAYER. What a joke. Just a bunch of rumors if you ask me. I'd like to meet this NIGHTSLAYER. I'd show him what's what, and then whoop. And then, of course, the axe. The arrow axe? Giant arrow? Arrowhead? Giant arrowhead?
The dumbest face ever drawn. That right-hand guy right there. Top right.
Oh, yeah.
Truly. No, up there. The dumbest face I've ever seen. No. The dumb one. Look at the dumb one.
Which one?
Hey, don't worry about it. To the right. Blondie.
This
Blondie with the underbite. Up. Over. Other way. This is too long.
Oh, yeah.
But yes! The dumbest fucking face.
Well, I was looking at this face, too. It's pretty funny.
That's a great one.
No, this one, yeah. You could just tell me, like, yeah, panel 3, you know? That could,
Yeah, where's the fun in that?
Yeah, not panel 3. All right, so dude gets arrowed. Okay, now this is like looks like a style change to me. Anyone?
Wait, let's see.
Yeah, very much darker, much
more
and
everything like more like natural, like
right.
Well, very just heavier, just
Rectilinear.
heavier on the ink. What the?
Less fluid.
Yeah. He's here. Shh. Listen. NIGHTSLAYER. Crash. Waste him. Joey, look out. Blang, blang. Get out of here. The car pulls away, leaving NIGHTSLAYER only one chance to get them all. Zow. Which he does. Okay, so he gets them all. And this is crazy. This is great. This is awesome. Oh, wait. No, sorry. Let me rewind.
Whoa. Dude, that gun has a shadow.
Yeah,
that is so trippy. Okay, what?
He like blows up the car somehow with his gun, which is like really crazy looking.
That's hard to do.
It is hard to do with that little pea shooter. Yes, lots of halftones and gray tones added for sure. Yeah. Yep.
Deftones.
Deftones.
Boss tones, stop it.
Boss tones. some mighty boss tones are added here. Well, looks like now we're cutting to the investigators here. Well, looks like he did it again. The guy's smart. Shot the gas tank while they were trying to get away. Yeah, okay, boys, clean him up. Yeah, too smart. We still haven't any leads. Vic, this is so frustrating. He always gets away. When will it end? End. Al, this is only the beginning. So, that's fun, right? That's fun.
Those teeth. Yeah. That Morlock fucking face.
How is that guy not? That guy is the mafia. Like, how's he not a mafia character?
Yeah, I know. It's just New York. It's Ken Landgraf's New York.
That's the principal.
Another wicked splash.
That's really good. That is one of his best.
Yeah.
I love the guy whispering on the left.
Yeah. Hey.
It's so trippy.
You see the NIGHTSLAYER? Thank you, Wolf Mike. Time goes by, and NIGHTSLAYER is still at large, making front-page news with his one-man war against crime. He spares some, but slays those he believes would kill. Okay, so that's the ideology.
What? He slays those he believes would kill?
Yeah.
So he's just an unhinged maniac.
So it's like the president. You know about this?
Wait, sorry, it's the what?
The president of the Philippines, Rodrigo Duterte, he's had a law in place for years where he says if you think someone is selling drugs, just shoot him in the head. It's fine.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's really going on there.
Holy shit.
That's like a woman who shot 7 dudes. Killed 7 dudes.
He's like throwing people out of helicopters. Yeah, he's an awful human being. We don't endorse Duterte here, guys.
George Tuska teeth. Oh, that's a good, interesting. Yeah, I could see that. I could.
Oh, you're right. Where every tooth same exact shape and size.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I could see that.
That's I haven't even thought about that before.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He hasn't found the ones he's searching for yet, but he's not a man about to give up looking. Okay, thanks.
So that's the Death Wish thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's like the standard vigilante thing. It's like, you know, I will keep ripping through, you know, villains until I find the right one, but until then, I'm fine. Like, it was whoever. It's like, no big deal. Sorry to get political for all the like, you know, conservative Filipinos in our audience. I'm sorry for.
No, that's what we're lacking on this channel.
Yeah,
that's
we
what
are.
We want.
We need more outreach. Okay, let's go. I guess this is an armored car situation. I don't know exactly what I'm looking at. After rendering the first guard unconscious, what about him? He'll get the same as the other. Get him! So now they're beating up armored car guards. They try to subdue him, but he fights like a man, possessed. But NIGHTSLAYER is unaware the heist is just a clever decoy. Okay, so it's staged, so they can try to kill NIGHTSLAYER. Stay back. In a minute, he'll be a dead man. Now! These are great goons, by the way. Shout out to these great goons, even though these like tiny buildings are right next to them.
This is so chaotic. What's happening?
It really is.
Yeah.
The momentum in this issue is really strong. It always goes. Like,
you're like drowning in this comic because you're trying to keep your head above water, trying to figure out what the fuck is happening. It's incredible.
There is sometimes the lack of transition. Like right now, we're like like it would have been nice to set up maybe the scene, like so we know that these guys are robbing this car, because it's not really hard. It's hard to make it out, kind of.
I kind of like that. That you like just step into it. You don't know what's going on. I kind of like that feeling.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean that's
very unnerving.
Very unnerving. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Whoa.
Now they're gonna gun him down. You've had it, hero. His bizarre appearance causes the gunman to hesitate only a second, but it is plenty of time for NIGHTSLAYER to draw first blood. Rocco!
That's a great panel.
This one?
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. So good.
Just from a Marx Brothers dance routine, right?
Totally.
It's actually said, but it's really well done. Like, it's a good angle up, you know, towards the violence.
Yeah.
Very strange perspective.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, great sunglasses. Totally. Definitely. They look great. Yeah, it's a great page. All right. It's
great goon gear.
I love on these magazine sizes just seeing all the art just super big. I do like that. Put them all. Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to make a quick mention. If I could have about 30 seconds at the end of the show, I'm broadcasting my portion of this from my video collection room, and I'm realizing like the direct line between Power Comics and self-released action movies of the 80s.
Perfect.
I'll just make a small stack and then like maybe do like 3.
Sure. Please. We'd love to show that. Yeah. Put him away. Keep firing. Pow, 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 pow. The bullets ain't doing nothing to him. My costume is bulletproof, fool. This costume is somehow bulletproof. Pity you won't live long enough to figure out. Weasel, my gun's out of ammo. You'll be first. Weasel, shoot him. That's very Bill Clinton-esque. I don't know if you guys can see that there, but it really is. But the man named Weasel chooses to flee instead. No doubt the smartest thing he's ever done. That's funny. Yeah, love the composition. Yeah. All right. Try to escape. It'll do you no good. Scream! Damn the police! Oh, that's NIGHTSLAYER. Damn the police! To avoid capture, he lets Weasel flee. Then, pulling a small object from his pocket, a semi-filled water balloon. I don't know what that is. In a dime bag. What is that?
Like a little bag of his toenails or something.
Yeah, it's very weird.
He's so gross.
Yeah.
This is the third time toenails have come up for me in conversation in 6 hours, by the way.
Really? Oh
yeah.
My God.
The first 2 were people telling you had to clip yours and you fighting with them.
The first one was an adult, phone call that I had. They like one of those text lines. And then,
I'm biting your big toenail.
No, one of my closest friends from back in Washington, a guy, well, I'm not going to say his name because it's embarrassing, but he saved all of his hair, fingernails, and toenails for about 10 years because he didn't want them used against him in witchcraft if he just put them in a trash can. And I convinced him, I think it was like his 33rd birthday, like, it's not going to happen. You're okay. You have to just get rid of that stuff. but his solution was to burn them. So he burned 10 years of in his house, in his fireplace. So it smelled like burning toe jam in his house for 4 months.
Oh my God! This is the Zack segue. That's the emblematic of all Zack segues for sure. Holy shit! Of course you know that guy. Of course, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. He depresses. Okay. He depresses a button. That's what it says.
I mean, you can use that word.
You depress it. Yeah.
I know. It's just, okay. Why not say
it's stinky? You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong or right.
Yeah. He depresses a button which releases a fine steel cable that quickly takes him to the city's rooftops. This. Okay. And again, it has the same symbol, his same little this symbol. Yeah, this is up the wall. And away from the police.
So good.
This is great. I love that.
That shimmy, that like clunky shimmy up a wall is so brilliant.
Mm-hmm. And the weird.
Like, he's not like agile. He's like really clunky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
is the coolest name I've heard.
maybe he's like middle aged too. I mean, he's very struggling with getting up.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it, Gabe. That's the term.
Shimmy and clunky is the new Bob Nunn comic that we're gonna put out.
Those are my lawyers.
This is good. Here he is, boss. Found him in the flop house on West 46th Street. Weasel, I'm disappointed in you. You failed. Boss, we tried, but our guns were useless against him. I tell you, he ain't human, boss. You know how I feel about those who fail me. There's no room for failures. No. And then now we cut to a tenement in the Bowery. And here we're getting to our resolution here.
Now we cut to a clunky Jimmy.
Yeah. Clunky and Jimmy are awaiting in the Bowery. He goes, inside, a messenger is delivering an important message. Bring, if not lucrative message, to a very large person. Yes, he's very large. Gulp. Telegram, sir. A giant hand takes the telegram as the messenger makes a quick departure. Western Union. I love that. I love just reading it like he is. That's awesome. Old friend. Need your services. Once more. Stop. Big bonus if interested. Stop the warlord. Sweet.
That warlord.
Good hand. This guy can draw a hand.
Dude.
Guys.
He can do everything, man.
He can, but he can really draw a hand. Like
corn cobs, hands, jimmying.
Clunkies and jimmies. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Zack has the greatest VHS collection of anybody on planet Earth. We're almost done. Ring. Hello. Yes. I was expecting you. Very Harvey P. Carr, by the way. You know who I want. Good. He'll do it. He's never failed me. Turn on the news. This is great panel. Very great. I love that. That's how I would draw the bookshelf and the table, just so everybody knows. Sometimes you got to take a panel off.
Gestural.
Yeah.
Take a panel off.
Right, boss. Right, boss. I love that light fixture. I'm zeroing in on that. There's like a floating head back there.
That weird face in the top right corner of that last panel.
It's like on a poster of some kind.
I know, but very strange.
Very weird, yeah. Love all the Zipatone shit that's going on, too, in this. Very fun. All right. On every news show, the feature story is the same, with an array of audiences. Police are still on the lookout for the mysterious NIGHTSLAYER. Dreadful. He's doing a better job than the cops. Many citizens fear him. Some feel he's a hero. Yeah. We can only hope in the future we will learn more about the man called NIGHTSLAYER. And then, of course, great, the TV being thrown out the window. And with that, crash. Okay, and here we go, guys.
Whoa. Oh, man.
Yeah.
That page. Unbelievable.
Very Manowar.
Oh,
right?
like yeah.
This is like Manowar like base tech.
This is pure Ken.
Mm-hmm. It is pure Ken for sure. That's why I'm sus on the pencils here. Like,
Yeah.
He's like
Ken
he's like
have
the
another
prison
friend?
tattoo of Marvel Comics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That'd be a heavy disc if you said that in person.
There won't be any future for NIGHTSLAYER. I've been out of action for too long, but with the Warlord's help, I'll be on top again. And nobody, especially the NIGHTSLAYER, is going to stop the power of the Phenom. So,
Damn.
and then we're left with another NIGHTSLAYER splash. That's beautiful.
That's so good. One of my favorite pages.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. That's great. And then I'm just going to speed through this. I don't think we have to dwell on it too much, but there's a bonus story here about Star Angel, and it's just a very brief origin story of another character here. Cool splash there, but it's just her driving. You can see these pages here, just the quick end of the thing here. And then, of course, she gets into some sort of a car accident.
As at least Evan, Gabe, I told you this too, but I was raised in a religious cult, and like all of my mom's things like Star Angel and stuff for real. Like she had a friend named Star.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoa, very 70s.
So.
Yeah. And yeah, that looks great. That's a great car.
Actually, yeah, that's a way better panel than the rest of them.
I know.
I know. It really is.
And then she just gets the radioactive rays, I guess, from colliding with this truck that has scientific equipment in it, I guess. And then that's her.
It has one microscope in your high.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how it happens, though.
Yeah.
It is how it happens.
And then she gets that. And then, guys, this is a T-shirt.
Baboosh.
How great is that?
Like with all the lettering.
Yeah, exactly. I want the whole ad on a T-shirt.
I love that. This looks very Zodiac Killer, kind of.
It does.
Absolutely. Someone mentioned that in the chat. I think
Did
Sophia said it was Zodiac.
Yeah.
Very, very Zodiac Killer.
In place at the same time, so.
Right. Right.
Where was Ken?
Right. And then, of course, it wouldn't be a Ken Landgraf project without a restaurant advertisement somewhere.
Not
where you can buy more issues if you need.
A Continental Coffee Shop. Love that. And then, of course, I don't know. We should look it up. And then, of course, we have the back page here, which advertises if you want George to draw you some rock portraits. Gotta love the Joan Jett.
Yeah, dude.
Very cool.
Joan Jett or Lydia Lunch, your choice, really.
Yeah, or Eminem.
Does that say chapstick? No, just kidding. It says cheap trick.
Chapstick.
And then, of course, Starfighters #4 is advertised on the back.
Wow.
So there you go, guys. NIGHTSLAYER #1. Pretty badass. I love that.
Yeah.
That was great. A lot of fun.
I mean, the thing is, it has so much momentum, it feels like a 6-page story. Which is,
I know.
That's like hype. Like, it's good.
It really moves, man. It moves, and I don't know what the fuck is going on, and that's fine.
Yeah, you're like totally happy with it.
Yeah, it was fun. It's great. And then issue #2 we'll look at another date, but it definitely picks up the pace a little bit. It's got the art's a little different, and it gets into this conflict and introduces another character, and it's cool. I actually was thumbing through it in the art. I'll give you a little sample of just like, it's got, little tighter, I think, on it. You could tell.
Wow.
And this here, I just want to show real quick. I'll tease it by, that is very New York City Outlaws layout. Is it not? Or just Landgraf in general? Yeah. So we'll definitely look at that at a later date. But, look at this back too. Love that.
Didn't go on camera? Would you do one of these with us?
Yeah, I hope so. We got to reach out. We got to set it up. We got to get him on the channel for sure. We have to.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, maybe we'll cover a bunch of his stuff and then we'll get him on and we can ask him about all of it. That'd be great.
Yeah, like end on a weird one. Maybe like end on Dr. Peculiar, because that's gonna be a crazy story. Like
I know.
Or
I gotta get those. I don't own those. I gotta get those. Do you have those?
Right. Good too, because there's a lot of variety in there and it's all crazy.
Yeah, that'd be fun. So, did you want to share with us Why don't you share with us some movies, and then I want to give the update after that on Robert Langford Dreamweaver.
Well, if I may, I was thinking I have so many that I might just do one per time we hang out here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because there's many, and I was just like, oh, they are Power Comics art in the purpose of promoting movies that are made with the same drive, you know. So it's kind of like it feels really cohesive and coherent to draw them in. But I wanted to share first, if I'm going to do one. This is to me the most Power Comics cover like ever, but like the most successfully like exciting one. It's been released as Cobra Gang. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god!
What are you doing? There it is. Look at that.
Wow.
Everything on that cover is insane.
Cobra Gang.
Look at that. And
That's
the
a
really
beautiful
cool thing
painting.
about it is a lot of times movies like this, the covers are kind of misleading, right? They're like not what you end up getting. But in the Cobra Gang, like right there's the dude. Like, on the cover. God, the light. Okay, you get the idea.
We can see it.
No,
we can see it.
Yeah, it's so cool. And like that guy's actually like this ripped dude with the Jason Voorhees mask, like just destroying everyone. And like that's really in the movie. You know, it's just like so it's accurate. And I think it's really, you know, gives them extra credit.
Oh my God, your collection is insane.
Yeah.
Hey, if I may, on the Cobra Gang front, you know, I have to say that there is a wrestler, a known wrestler who traveled around Puerto Rico, Japan, Calgary, called Jason the Terrible, and he wore a Jason Voorhees mask and was a big fucking ripped dude. So he looks like Jason the Terrible. Look it up after we're out of here. Jason the Terrible.
I will. I do think it could have been him, right? This movie's 85.
It could have been. What does it
Really?
have a name of a person? Here, I'm gonna show you a picture.
I'm
gonna get it up.
These are all actually actors' names who I recognize from other Mexican movies, and none of those guys are like ripped. It has like Mario Almada, and a lot of guys are just kind of like the angry old men.
Right.
Mexican action. But yeah, I mean, I could watch again and see what the credits say.
That cover is incredible. Is there an artist attributed at all or anything?
God,
no.
It's like this, where like they only came out in like Europe, and they have these great paintings, and there's no way for me to figure out who did them.
It almost looks like a Ghana movie poster.
Yeah, but like super skillful, you know.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to incredible art.
Let me just show you this real quick. Here, this is here. I'm just gonna put it in.
Jason the Terrible.
Yeah, it has Jason Voorhees there too. But hang on, I'm gonna crop it.
Oh
out.
yeah, that is him. That's crazy. And this guy's not wearing white, but that like it's him. It looks.
That's the guy, dude.
I mean, that could be anybody, you know. But but maybe they're referencing that, you know, like because he was a wrestler around that time. So,
wow,
kind of fun. All right, let me give the Langford update. All right, real quick before we sign off. Obviously, Robert Langford, the dearly departed Power Comics creator who made our favorite Power Comics. I know it's mine. I'm Zach. They're yours, right? Too your favorite?
Yeah,
mine 3.
Yes.
Number 1 Power Comics creator. Ben Mara sent me a message today that somebody tagged Ben in an Instagram post from this I think he's a zine. I think he makes zines. A guy who makes zines, and he's from Iowa. Okay, and we all know Robert Langford is from Iowa, and these comics originate from there. And this guy last year posted something on Instagram saying, "I just found my Dreamweaver comic, and it brought back all these memories of the time that I actually was invited to go to his house." Okay, so it was this really crazy, like, oh my fucking God message that I saw, and so I obviously DM'd the guy and got his email address, and we had a little correspondence actually earlier today about his experience meeting Bob Langford, back in I'm guessing 1989, 1990. And I just wanted to read a couple things, but he has it in his diary, so it was July 26, 1989, precisely, when his parents hooked it up because. This guy, his name is Clint Marsh. He publishes zines now, maybe does some illustration. He has a podcast. When he was 14 years old, showed interest in wanting to draw, illustrate, publish, self-published at the age of 14. So how cool are his fucking parents that when he went to a comic book store, he saw that, oh my God, there's a comic from Iowa here on the stands. Like, it's possible that something I make here in Iowa can actually be published. And he saw a copy of Dreamweaver on there. And then from there, his parents tracked down the Langfords, because, the Langfords also published Crimson Lion. Is that what it's called? Crimson Lion?
Mm-hmm.
His brother did.
Mm-hmm.
So his parents reached out and arranged for him to meet the Langfords so they could ask them questions about illustrating comics or publishing. And so he said, in 1989, I went to Gary Langford's house. That's Robert's brother who did Crimson Lion. And I was 14 years old. I think he called my drawing style sharp. So I guess he had drawings he must have showed him. And then Robert was so kind that, or they both were, that they offered him 8 pages to do something in the back of the Crimson Lion comic. And he said that he started on it, but he didn't finish it. So that didn't happen, but man, that would have been crazy. I'm just trying to see if there's anything. Yeah, he went to the house, and Gary showed him original boards and paste ups from the comics, so those existed obviously then. That's amazing. And even though I didn't go on to collaborate with them, his work really inspired me. And he said that he started publishing zines in 1993, so he was really encouraged by the meeting that he had with the Langfords in 1989, and it made a huge impression on him as a kid, and now he's turned that into a full-time career. So, I mean, this is somebody who's been directly touched by them, and he said that that they were written about actually in the local paper in the 80s. So we got to find that. That. So
microfiche.
Yeah, microfiche. Got to get in that microfiche. And he said, for what it's worth, there was a big, as in 100 or so kids, DIY indie scene in and around Ottumwa. I guess Ottumwa, Iowa is where he's from, which is very close to where they lived. What's that?
Is that 100 kids that were reading it or like creating it? Like,
oh, no, sorry. I didn't finish the sentence. He said there was a big 100 or so kids DIY indie scene in Ottumwa in the early 90s, which included my first zine series and many garage bands inspired by punk, metal, and alternative. We were all about 15 years younger than the Langfords, I guess. So of a different generation, man. But like, maybe he was too early on, or something, or maybe he would have found a different audience or been exposed to other stuff. But that just kind of like power fiche, yeah, power fiche. But that just goes to show, man, like what a weird connection to Dreamweaver, right? Like that is wild. Beautiful. More of the stuff, So we are trying to track down the Langfords. We thought we found his son. We thought we found a phone number to his son. I called it, and it was not his son. It was a different Langford. So we're still on the hunt. We have made contact with some family members, but they didn't seem to have the enthusiasm for seeing, Robert Langford's work out there again. So hopefully we can finally, find that right family member who wants to see it and sort of make it happen, which would be just fantastic. So we're still on the hunt.
I'll tell you what, to give a little bit back to the audience who's so supportive of the work that these artists have done. If we can actually get that done where we can like find Langford, like the actual, source of all of this greatness and like get it re-released and do all this stuff and have his work out there, I will get Langford tattooed on my knuckles.
Remember I said that last time I saw you? You wait to grab an 8-letter word and it always becomes
fun.
Knuckles.
You're just gonna have Ford tattooed on your right hand.
And Lang.
Ford, yeah, you'll have Ford. That's funny. All right, so anyway, that was a lot of fun, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in this week while we looked at NIGHTSLAYER. And we should do a catch up with old Andre. I know I keep teasing it, but we definitely want to look at Phoenix issue number 1. I don't know if you know this, Zach, but the Delta Squadron artist sent us 5 issues of his only French language only comic called Phoenix, which is incredible. He did before Delta Squadron, but it's all in French. Whoa. And so I've been hand translating it, changing the word bubbles to English. Yeah, it's an insane project.
Yeah, Evan learned French just for this.
No. One of our French-speaking power comic friends in our power community helped us. His name is Remy, actually. He helped us with the translation. And Colin Tendo, or Colin Noseworthy,
The best.
helped us actually create a font based on Andre's lettering. So it looks like it's a true English translation. So we should look at that next week, with or without Andre, because I'd love to show the work we've done on the first ish, to show the new translation. So,
are there any potential our Northwest friends, Evan?
What's that?
Are there any potential plans for Phoenix with our Northwest friends?
Oh, I've been keeping them up to date. I've been sending them the stuff, and I definitely want to see the response gets when I finish the translation and we put it out there. But yeah, definitely there's definite interest for sure. So
cool.
Stay tuned, everybody. All right. Well, thanks. Have a great rest of your week, everybody, and thank you so much for hanging out with us. And
dude.
See you again, dudes. Okay, dudes. Okay. Where's that Charles Bronson tat?
Oh, that's on my belly button.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's in your belly button?
I still can't believe that you and Ben had the matching Charles Bronson tattoos. That's just absolutely insane.
That's pretty weird. I'll show it when we do Night Slayer number 2, because that Night Slayer number 2 has so much of Death Wish 2 in it. That I'll show it Bronson. I'll shine it up.
Good call.
Perfect. All right, everybody. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Power